There you go.
All
right. But
wait. Really? You saw that and you chose to keep going.
What?
I put my finger up and you
I didn't
looked at me.
fucking see that.
All right,
you think I saw that and kept going?
Hey.
Hey, you questioned my integrity?
No.
Did you just question my integrity?
I felt attacked and abandoned. I'm sorry.
I don't think you saw it.
I definitely didn't see it.
I forgive you.
I didn't apologize. Go ahead.
I just want to shout out the Red Sox, who right now, in terms of projected rotation WAR, first in all of baseball. They were first before the trade, but it's upped a little bit. 18.1. Dodgers at number 2 at 17.1. We're throwing baseballs, baby.
Jumping into the buzzer. I just want to shout out the Red Sox. I love them. Like, it's my favorite team, man.
What
like, let's go.
It is nice to see them.
What a waste of a stopping me from ending this fucking show.
It's my favorite baseball team. Let's go.
That was crazy, T.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're lucky I didn't bang you for that.
I'd bang you any day.
All right. Okay, boom. The Red Sox have signed Ranger Suárez to a 5-year, $130 million deal. The Red Sox said, hey, Breggy, you want to come on home? He said, no, I'm going to the Cubs. That's what he said. So the Red Sox were like, does someone else want this money that we're going to give to Alex Bregman? And then they were like, Jake, one more time, please. I got to finish this thought. And then the Red Sox were like, hey, does anyone else want a 5-year contract for around $130 million? And Ranger Suárez was like, if you guys are just giving it away, $130 million over the next 5 years? Yeah, fuck yeah, I want that. So Craig Breslow said, you know what, Ranger? By the way, love the name. That's a strong name. That's a strong name. That's not like what's that? Hold on. What's like a name that like doesn't exude power?
Tyler.
Yeah, hey Tyler. Yeah, that name sucks. Fuck you, Ranger. Mom. How about 5 years, $130 million to come be a part of the Sox, dude? You want to fucking pitch for the Sox? And he was like, you know what? I would love to do that because now the Red Sox have not one, not two. They have 3 guys that are actually, you know what, Jake? I'm sorry. One more time, please. 3 guys that were in the top 10 in ground ball rate last year. Did you know that, T?
I did. I tweeted it.
They got 3 guys that were in the top 10, and now they have 4 guys that were in the top 20. Oh, yeah. Brian Bayo, number 5. Ranger Suárez, number 6. Garrett Crochet, number 10. Sonny Gray, tied for 19th. Yeah, and also, I pointed this out on MLB Network a little bit ago. Ranger Suárez generated the least hard hit contact in baseball last year. So for everyone that's like, oh, he only throws 92. He generates weak contact and he gets the ball on the ground. And now here's where we start, right? You're going to put the ball on the ground a lot. You're going to need some infielders to field those ground balls.
Guys with
right?
gloves, right? They can field and throw to first.
You need someone that's going to be like, hey, hit it here. Hey, hit it over here. Let me fucking put right in the pocket there. Yeah, you need that guy that's going to do that. And right now we only have 2 of those guys. We need 2 more of those guys. No disrespect to Marcelo Meyer. I think I'm fine with him playing second base or third base, what have you. But is it going to be Isaac Paredes? By the way, shout out to this turtleneck. I was like, I'm in a celebratory mood tonight.
Yeah.
So I got the turtleneck with the fucking pullover. This turtleneck actually is from the time. I bought this when I was in high school. This is probably from like an 03, 04, maybe an 05, somewhere in that territory.
Okay.
Authentic to the time. Yes, Tyler.
I don't mean for this to be offensive.
Oh, God. What?
Get it ready.
This is going to be something that's going to piss me off.
No.
I
I think you would be great for a Tim Wakefield biopic.
Oh, okay.
I think you have the look enough, like you're close enough looking to him,
They're both
especially
white.
with that
He's a lot taller than
turtleneck
me.
on.
Yeah, I was
Like,
going to say the height's a
not
little
to
tough.
shit on myself,
I don't
but
bring
he's
the
a lot-
height up much, but I think the height's a little different there.
That's
He's
what
a lot
camera
taller than
angles are
me.
for. We can make this work.
Yeah, I mean, if you gave me like stilts or some shit, like I don't know that I need stilt. How tall? Let me see,
Lifts.
Tim Wakefield.
Or we'll
Shut
put
up.
you in some Tims.
Tim Wakefield. He was
Shut
6'2".
up.
Yeah, he was 3 inches taller than me.
Some
Well, you'd have
shoe
to go with the
inserts.
goatee, too. You'd have to get rid of...
I would do that for Tim.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do that for Tim. Yeah.
He could have been your dad. Yeah, I remember you guys had a
Yeah.
photo together, didn't you? In the booth.
We have a bunch of photos together, but yeah, we have one in the booth from when I finally got a clean inning with no runs allowed.
Yeah. You don't look
So we're holding up the
too
zeros
different.
in there.
There's
I
enough
have
of a
the first picture
resemblance.
that I ever took with Tim was at the premiere of Knuckleball the movie.
Mm.
So that was probably like 2011 or 12.
Yeah, I was going to say 2011, right around there.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. Where was I going with that before I got derailed?
You just said you had the turtleneck on.
Got the turtleneck.
Yeah.
Oh, we were going over options for potential infielders.
They have two, so we need more.
So all right. So this is gonna piss me off because I know it's gonna piss other people off. It's gonna piss other people off, so it's gonna piss me off. The people are pissed about it. So there's just piss everywhere. But yeah. So all right. Level with me here, T. Are you listening?
I'm here. My ears are
All
open.
right. I'm kind of like warming up to big time to the idea of Isak Paredes.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
I thought you were going to say
all right.
Sadon in second. All right, that's a little bit different.
No,
Nice.
no. I don't want that at all.
I'd rather not.
No.
Nah, I don't know about that.
We can go down a couple avenues here. The Ketel Marte stuff is super intriguing. Like now, if they love Duran, if they love Tolle, if they love Connolly early, all that stuff. I don't know. Like it would be very difficult for me to see Mike Hazen going out there and saying, we're not trading the player, and then turning right around and trading the player. So while it's a nice thought to re-enter the Ketel Marte sweepstakes at this point, I'm only removing it because I just don't see Hazen going back on what he just said. Would I love the player? Absolutely. Like that would be a fucking amazing turn of events here if you ended up with Ketel Marte after all this. I don't want to get people excited and like start talking about it like I think it's going to happen. I don't. But Isak Paredes, this is a player that let me preface this conversation first. I do think that the bat is going to be a trade. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think that they're going to sign Bo Bichette. It's not like there's obviously a degree of the Phillies and the Yankees are your competition and they're going to outbid you anyway. But I got a little hunch that it's going to be a trade.
It's also, you would have to pay the QO stuff as well. You just gave up a second, a fifth, and $1 million in international money.
Yes.
You're going to give up your
Yes.
third, sixth, and continue this trend.
There's a multitude of reasons why. All fair reasons. But I do think that the bat is going to come via trade. And we've heard that like it's not my report or our report. Like Paredes has been linked to the Red Sox for it feels like 2 months now. But I am definitely warming up to the idea of him being the guy. And I understand if and when that trade goes down, I'm sure the reaction is going to be like, we went from Bregman to Paredes. Like, who even is that?
Yeah, whoever it is, the comp thing's going to happen. Everyone's going to do that. That's expected.
Sure. Yeah, that's and I'm totally expecting that. But I think once you start to look at the numbers and you're like, kid can hit. Like good player, and when fully healthy, we're talking about a dude that was like a 4-win player, back-to-back All-Star selections, 4-win player, and not only that, I think his swing is perfect for Fenway. He pulls the ball and he pulls the ball in the air. Good defender, and he can fucking hit, and he can get on base. Like I don't know. I'm not trying to talk myself into it. I feel like I did my own homework. I did my own exploration in terms of like, what are the options? You know, like how could this pan out? And I didn't want, I did this because if I see breaking news, Red Sox trade for player X, Y, or Z, I didn't want to be like, all right, well, let me see if they're actually good. I want to be prepared. So in my research of like potential options via trade, I came away liking Paredes the most. But as far as where they will go from here, T, I saw you put your pinky up.
Yeah, Paredes is an interesting one for me because when we go back to the first time Ken Rosenthal wrote that article, he had mentioned the Astros had their eyes on Connolly early. That was the return. And I think at that time, everyone was like, that feels like a lot. It still feels like a lot today to trade for 2 years of Paredes. And I do think Paredes does a lot of things that fit what the Red Sox are looking for. Like you said, the air pull, what he does in terms of pulling the ball to left field. The fact that he doesn't strike out very much, 17.4% K rate when we're talking why we don't want Eugenio Suárez and staying away from that. That's something he can kind of hold on to. And he has that profile where he's going to see a lot of pitches. He's going to work a lot of walks, 83rd percentile walk percentage, doesn't expand from the zone very much. And I think in this era where we do all like baseball savant, some people look at Paredes and they're like, whoa, there's a weird amount of blue going on here, but he is the type of hitter where you can't look at the savant page to really grade him. It's, he makes his money on that plate discipline and that power. And, looking at just the last 3 seasons, I think the thing that would worry me for him is the defense. Because if we're talking about the Red Sox rotation having, 4 or 5 guys that are all above average in terms of ground ball rate. Last year, 19th percentile outs above average. You go back to 2024, it was -1, and he's moved around a bit defensively over the years. We've seen him at every infield position, but in 2025, he stayed at third, and it was -4 DRS. So if you're looking for defense, I don't think Paredes is going to give that to you, and you're also kind of just hoping you're going to have health on your side. It was 102 games this past season, but the 2 previous years was 143 and 153 games. If you want power, if you want some good on-base percentage stuff without a lot of Ks, the stuff we want for the Red Sox order, Paredes fits. It's just, what is the return? And I think before we had moved Hunter Dobbins, it felt like that could be a middle ground. Like if we're trying to make a deal here, we don't want to give you early, but would something like Dobbins work for you? Sure. I wonder what that arm could be. And if you can talk them down from early, I'd be thrilled. Who knows though? If you're going to include early, maybe the package gets bigger and you can work it. The other name I think everyone's kind of on one side or the other for, it's Nico Horner, who...
No, I don't want 1 year of anybody. I don't want 1 year of anybody. Yeah.
It's giving up more assets. At least with Paredes, you're getting 2 years there.
Okay, I was going to say what the control of Paredes is. I couldn't tell with Spot Rack there, but it's 2 years. Okay, not bad. They love that too. That's probably their favorite thing ever is 2 years of control for a guy. So I think that would fall right into the current Sox bucket.
He's pumping 30 homers at Fenway. Like it's nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, if you project the numbers out from last year, I think it's 30 homers, 75 RBIs. If it's just 150 games, that would be his projection. Also an all-star, if I'm not mistaken, last season.
Back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years, yeah.
I almost want to put a Stevie P guarantee on this, that if the Red Sox acquire Isaac Paredes, that he will become like one of the most, I don't want to say like one of the most I think he could be like a top 5 most popular player on the team.
That's probably one of the top things I would ask. I haven't seen enough Isaac Paredes to have much of an opinion in terms of like Wilson Contreras. I know what we're getting. Like, I know who the guy is. I know how much. I know exactly what he is. I know what the energy is. I'm sure we'll talk about his Yankees answer today and the presser he had. These pressers, by the way, I can't remember the last time we've had one in person. Hopefully, Ranger Suárez is up to that, billing of getting the in-person jersey and all that.
They did one with Bregman.
Yeah, I suppose, but it's just been a minute since we've had a legitimate presser with a guy that we know is going to be here. Obviously, we'll talk a lot of Suárez, but that is a nice thing knowing that there's no opt-outs there.
We'll talk a lot of
yeah, we'll see.
Suárez.
We'll see how it goes. I think. I mean, I feel like we kind of skipped out. Like, I feel like we should have led with Suárez, right?
Yeah, we do have to hit on Suárez. I think a deep dive into who he is as a pitcher, because I think he's someone that a lot of baseball fans just aren't familiar with. Like, if you're not diehard in following, you kind of miss out on who Ranger Suárez is because of how good the Phillies rotation is.
I got some numbies.
Talk to Numbies. Go. Jerry Numbies.
Major League ranks among starting pitchers from 2024 to 2025. This is minimum 300 innings. 3.33 ERA. That ranks 16th. Pretty damn good. So let's just preface this by saying none of us here are mistaken. Like he's not an ace. We're not considering him an ace. But this is a damn good number 2.
He is exactly the number 2 that I think a lot of us wanted. Exactly the guy.
Like a damn good number 2. His
One of the best.
expected ERA, T.
Ooh, T.
Let's go.
Same timeline, 12th in Major League Baseball, one spot behind Dylan Cease, who was, target number 1, according to Coley. Dude got $210 million, so about $100 million less. You get yourself Ranger Suárez, the F-WAR 7.5, that's 12th, and the ground ball rate, which we talked about earlier, 49.3%, that's 6th. So just to reiterate, the Red Sox now, their rotation, they have 3 of the 10 highest ground ball rates by a starting pitcher from last year on their 2026 staff, and 4 of the top 20. So Bayo, 5th, Suárez, 6th, Crochet, 10th, Sonny Gray tied for 19th. So this is a good thing, and who knows, like they may end up including Bayo in a deal for the position player that they need. I still think that I'm a tier below in terms of confidence, a tier below putting a Stevie P guarantee on them making a trade for a bat. But I might even,
You're close, though.
Steve, I might just fucking do it.
Here's the thing that I respect, Jared. Here's the thing I respect, because I've kind of finally just given up on needing the Stevie P guarantees to be mine because you're just going to do it anyway. I do respect the fact that you respect what an SPG means. Like, you're not, like, you're being honest. You're not just going to throw it on there. You're like, no, it's not quite an SPG. It needs a little bit more to get there. So I do tip my cap for that. I think
I can't just throw it out there because, people get mad at me. They're not going to get mad at you. If it's a Stevie P guarantee that I put out there, they're not going to get mad at you about it being wrong. They'll get mad at me. It was
Lord
my
knows
SPG.
Garrett's going to keep track. It's your SPG. That's not mine. That does not go on my record. So it would be 100% attached to you, and he'd be all over it. I have a Stevie stat, so I feel like it's a good time to do it. Coming off of
talk to me about fucking batting average and all that shit.
I wish I could. It's a pitcher. So this was one that jumped out to me.
Against.
Yeah, true. Haven't looked at that yet, but I'm sure it's pretty good. This is one that jumped out to me that I thought was incredible, and it's not super. It's going to be surprising to some people that hear this. The best postseason starter ERA over the last 100 years. That's a long time. 100 years is also called a century. It's a long time. Minimum 40 innings pitched. Sandy Koufax at 0.95. Steven Strasburg at 1.46. Ranger Suárez at 1.48. That is impressive.
Are you talking about the postseason?
Best postseason starter ERA over the last century. Suárez is 3rd, Jared.
Yeah.
3rd. That's pretty damn good. You can look at any of the other, go-tos for myself, like just ERA, which is one of my favorite stats of all time. It's relatively new. And he's the 4th starter in the National League over the last, actually, I think this is since his debut. Since his debut in 2018, he has the 4th best ERA against AL East teams among NL pitchers. Max Fried, unfortunately, is 1st, so that's a guy you got to worry about. But now that you have that combo, man, that's what I'm most excited about, is that it's a legitimate 1-2 combo. And when I had initially said this, when Sonny Gray was traded here, I'm like, everybody calm the hell down. This isn't the number 2 starter. The months were going by, and I'm like, no, it's not the number 2 starter, I think. And then all of a sudden, now we get to this point. Obviously, the Bregman deal has something to do with this, but this is a legitimate number 2 horse. I love that there's no opt-outs. I love that he's going to be here. I love that these guys are both lefties. These guys are both understandable of what you're going to get in the postseason from Crochet and Suárez. Obviously, then you're going to have the negative folks. They're going to say you got to get to the postseason first, but I feel a lot better about getting to the postseason having Ranger Suárez on the team. Jerry?
I know you didn't mean it this way, but they absolutely would not have added a number 2 if they didn't lose Bregman.
Oh, 100%. See, that's why, like, I was right, but it's like, this was not the path I thought we were going to take to get to the number 2.
They were so comfortable.
Oh, that was the rotation, no doubt. Breggy's here, that's the rotation. Yeah. No doubt about it.
But I think that's why when I saw Ranger Suárez on the timeline, like when that news broke, it was like, oh my God, that rush you get seeing a free agent get paid.
Finally.
Holy fuck. But at the same time, if you had kind of been paying attention to essentially the last 3 or 4 days, outside of Bob Nightingale connecting dots on Bo Bichette with nothing real in terms of sourcing when you actually read through it, everybody was screaming run prevention and pitching, right? It had come from Spear, Cotillo, and McAdam. You just looked around. Rob Bradford had a couple different reports talking about the same thing as well. So to see Craig Breslow double down here for Ranger Suárez, and to me, I think it also speaks to what Breslow is very comfortable doing here, where we see now those two biggest deals he's seemingly offered out there. Max Fried, 7 years last offseason. Ranger Suárez, 5. And I think when people saw Suárez, what put them almost in shock was the style of pitcher he was. We're not talking about one of these big, crazy, hard-throwing arms. You know, a guy who's 7th percentile in fastball velo this past season. And
I wonder if they can, at this point in his career, he's 30. I wonder if they can up his velo.
I think they can. And there was a lot of talk, people diving into Suárez's profile. What's happened the last 3 years? Because he was at 93 in 2023, 91.2 in 2024, 90.5 this past season. And he works differently. In an era where we see power pitching dominate, this is a guy who is a finesse, old school, fill up the zone kind of guy. He throws 6 pitches, or 5 of them 15% of the time or more, and is just able to dot you over and over again. And usually when we're not talking about these big strikeout guys and more of these contact guys, the metrics get a little depressing. We talk about it with Brian Bayo all the time. You see the ERA and the FIP kind of brings you back down to earth. He isn't one of these guys. And Suárez, it's a 3.20 ERA, a 3.21 FIP. That FIP was the 10th best in all of baseball this past season, 11th in F-WAR overall, which is a FIP-based WAR compared to B-WAR. But it's because he doesn't give up homers. When you talk about Philly having, just being a homer heaven for anyone who's there, Suárez has gone and pitched there all these years, full-time starter since 2022, and the home run ball has never become an issue. It was an 0.8 home run per 9. I think bringing him into the AL East, where it's a very homer-friendly environment, the ball is flying out of the ballpark, you don't have to worry about that with Suárez. And I know people look at the extension and the height and the velocity and they say, well, this isn't Breslow's guy, he's panicking. Look at Max Fried from a year ago. There's a lot of similarities here, and I look at Suárez as a Max Fried light. And that's not a way to disrespect him or anything like that, but especially the K per 9 numbers, the walk per 9s, the home runs, all that different stuff. I think Suárez is just a notch down in that department, but to have that as your number 2 starter and Sonny Gray as your number 3, Steamer projects just for F-WAR next year amongst all starting pitchers. Crochet is 3rd, Sonny Gray is 9th, Suárez is 21st. Just for reference, Bayo is 75th. So those are the kind of arms you've added into this group now, and I think why we immediately jump into the trade conversation is because of the doors that are opening here. Because the fact that you can pair a Bayo, a Tolian early, or a Duran in different deals, it feels like you've pulled yourself out of this hole you were in, and now you can kind of see some of the ways out. And that feels great as a Red Sox fan who has been living in a cloud of negativity for the last, 4 or 5 days.
There are 2 P words that come to mind, T. It's panic and pivot. Yeah, and 3, and penis. Penis doesn't apply to this, like at all. Sometimes it does, but no, there's 2 of the 3 that apply to this. I think a lot of the fan base is going to say it's a panic move. It's a pivot. It's 100% a pivot. It's nope, we didn't get Bregman. Now we're going to just make one of our rotation one of the best in baseball, which you could argue it could be up there with any other rotation in baseball as the best. Forget the American League. I'm fine with putting the Red Sox on the short list of one of the better in all of Major League Baseball. I think it was just refreshing. And T, you kind of alluded to this. It was just refreshing. I feel like the Kevin Malone office meme there where it's just nice to win one. That's kind of what it felt like, where it's okay, they got a guy, a legitimate guy, 5-year deal. He's going to be here. That's the thing I talked about on this show a lot. Just wanting to know who's going to be here. And understandable that trades can happen and all that. And when they signed Raffy, we were pumped, and then he was gone a year later. I get that. But it's just nice knowing who you're going to have, who you're filling that rotation out with. And then we think down the road here of what those rotations look like. We do the look ahead on this program. And with certain teams, you get worried about who's going to be on that pitching probables. You're like, oh, I hope we're avoiding that guy. The Red Sox have one of those rotations now where other teams are going to look at them being like, oh, I hope we're missing this guy. I hope we're missing that guy. It's normally not like that here. It is very rare that they have a rotation that other fan bases are super worried about.
Who's the guy that you were excited to see?
What's that?
If you're coming to Fenway for a 3-game set,
who are you like? Oh, thank God we got him. I don't know. Who Bayo, depending on how the season goes, but Oviedo.
Oviedo went from it went from all right. You've got a solid top 3. Oviedo is a we'll see, but the potential is high, so whatever. And then the fifth spot was going to be Connolly early. It was going to be hopefully at some point Peyton Tolley reemerging as a starter. But now like you've gotten that kind of like, I guess, rookie spot of the rotation that like cut your teeth in the big league spot. That's going to be Worcester. I do think obviously, injuries happen, and I hope it's not to anyone.
Suárez has a history.
No one.
I do think that is something we've seen him.
Well, he's
deal
never
with.
made 30 starts.
No,
he's nenever pitched more than like 150 something and change innings.
Which, to his credit, 3 of the last 4 seasons he's hit that 150 inning benchmark. So it's not like these years are 80
like
innings,
starts.
70 innings. But I think for a team like the Red Sox,
right?
A couple times during the WBC when he pitched for Venezuela, his elbow barked at that point. No issue since then. And when he gets hurt, it's not like a 3-month thing. It's like hey, I'll be back in 2 weeks and then we can let it rip. But I think when you look at Suárez, and we're talking another left-handed pitcher here too, that's where it really brings me to Early and Tolley. And you kind of say like, let's be real. If, I think Tolley's a different case where we dream about this ceiling and how, can this guy be a top of the rotation arm? I think Early, what excites people is the floor more than anything. Maybe if the velocity continues to tick up, there's something there. Isn't in a perfect world, Connolly Early turns into Ranger Suárez? Right? That's what it would be. So does that make you come out and say, if you're Craig Breslow, all right, like I don't have to hope he's going to become this. I have that guy. I paid that guy. I brought that guy here. So guess what? It's easier for me to go and move you now because whatever I dreamt of you being for this Red Sox rotation, we're going to be okay. One of the reasons I think people can't get overly excited about Sonny Gray, it's 1 year. It's like, okay, he's here for this season and then we're moving on to the next thing. It was going to be who's going to be that guy. Crochet and Suárez, like these are going to be two guys starting playoff games, hopefully for the next 4 or 5 years beyond that. And, we know what the Red Sox trade conversations happen left and right. But to have a guy in Suárez who feels like he can go to the postseason, he's one of those dogs, and he's done it out of the bullpen. He's done it pitching in the rotation. It's a guy who does not fear that moment. I don't know. That excites me. And I think even for like the older fans who are like often bitching, like, these guys are all throwers. They aren't pitchers anymore. You want to see a guy pitch and like make guys look stupid? There's 5-6 minute compilation videos on YouTube of Suárez generating some of the ugliest swings you've ever seen in your fucking life because that's what he does. He's going to tunnel you and get you off balance and then all of a sudden you're swinging at shit. You have no idea what's coming. Like it's fun watching those guys pitch and it's such a rare breed in today's game. And to see Craig Breslow be willing to invest in that kind of arm, like it's a nice change of pace. I'm excited to see what it plays like at Fenway. And if you're giving me soft contact at Fenway, I'm more than fine trying that out and seeing what happens.
I also like how it lifts the entire rotation. This now is going to be a hell of a competition to get starts for the Boston Red Sox. You're going to have to earn these. I mean, the last couple of years, they're like, hey, looking in the crowd, you want to start a game? We have an opening. We have TBD on the bump. We'd love it to be you. And you look at some of the guys, especially that COVID season and the years since then that are getting starts for the Red Sox. I still couldn't tell you. I probably watched the game and I couldn't even tell you what these guys' names are. Now you're going to have to earn even being the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th starter in the rotation or even having a chance coming up from Worcester. So I do love that. Also looking at the division, of course, Cease going to the Jays. Garrett Cole coming back. Before, we weren't as worried about that because we had this guy, Rafael Devers. He's not on the team anymore. So Cole will likely shove against you at least, 66, 70% of the time. So you need to live up to that, to what the rest of the division has done. I think a lot of people have probably overdone the free agency thing, but I don't disagree with them. It was getting to the point where I was thinking, are we going to get to February without the Red Sox signing a free agent? That actually felt kind of realistic. And when the Bregman thing was taking forever, I thought Breggy was going to sign in February with the rate we were going at. Now you actually get a legitimate guy, so people can calm down a little bit. Understandable to the folks that are still pissed off and are like, oh, this doesn't make up for Bregman. It does kind of feel, just in terms of like putting stuff on the socials the last couple days, specifically today, it feels like it was a trade. like they just traded Bregman for a number 2 starter because you're getting all those like farewell posts and everything happening at the same time. So from that standpoint, it's a little bit odd, but this isn't the final roster. Like they're still going to add the guy they need to add in that lineup. And then you can actually feel pretty good about the team. Jerry?
I'm just glad that the first free agent that the Red Sox signed was a guy.
Yeah,
because if
it
they
was
lefty
signed,
reliever,
got killed.
everyone thought it was the lefty reliever.
If it was a journeyman right-handed reliever at a 1-year, $3 million deal, he would have been the most crucified human being in the city of Boston, the region of New England. Everyone would have been like, "Oh, fucking John Garvey! Oh, this guy sucks." Thanks a lot, John, you fucking loser. And it would have been really sad. I would have been sad for that guy.
What would people have said to John? What were some things?
John Garvey, why don't you fucking go jump off a fucking bridge, dude? Fucking loser. But like he was in Japan for like the last 5 years.
Also
he's
a
excited
nice
to come
guy.
back
Like
to the United States.
He's not a dick.
Oh
He's
my
a good.
God.
He's going to
Yeah.
be teammates with Bobby
he's a
Dalbec.
good dude. He's a carpenter in the offseason. Dude's
Coaches
been
Little
like, he's
League.
36 years, 37. He's going on 37 years old.
Yep.
And pitched in Japan the last 5 years. He's just stoked because he did well enough to come back to the United States, and he got a 1-year whoop-de-doo $3 million deal with the Red Sox. Now everybody fucking hates the guy. So I'm just glad it wasn't that. It was Ranger Suárez instead. 5 years, $130 million. No opt-outs.
They could still add Garvey, by the way. He's still out there.
Yeah, Garvey's still out there, but
Yeah.
I think one of the things I enjoyed about this, and maybe people will frame it in that panic level, I guess it depends on how you want to be. And just because you panic doesn't mean it's a bad move either. It just means you're being aggressive. But to feel as wrong as we have felt over the last week or so, or 4 or 5 days, how angry to see the Red Sox almost make a move that felt like a response. Like, hey, like, damn, we are fucking being joked on and laughed at. Everyone's cooking us for how we negotiate. And for them to be like, oh, all right, you know what? Suarez, Boris guy, we're going to fucking put the money on the table. No jokes, no deferrals. No, you can't frame it any way other than we want you, we're paying you, shut the fuck up. You're a member of the Boston Red Sox. It feels good to feel like they acted that way.
Craig just calls him. Hey, hello, Ranger? Yes. Shut the fuck up.
But like,
you're a member of the Red Sox.
It's not
We
his
signed you.
market
Fuck
collapsing. Like
Yeah,
it's
fuck
not
off.
a guy whose
You
market
dick.
collapse. It's nothing like that. It's just simply fuck it, pivot.
You
This is
dick.
my guy. I want him here. I can respect the hell out of it
Piece
because
of shit.
it just feels like a response. It feels like life from an organization. We've been waiting to see them get mad or aggressive in free agency, and Bregman pissing on them and cooking them and having everyone
literally.
else piss on them for him.
Yeah.
You needed
Piss.
that.
That would be in the intro. They just throw, here's your fucking jersey, you dickhead. Like, oh yeah,
Even-
put it on for the photos.
Even when you look at like the contract projections he had out there, MLB Trade Rumors had it at 5/115 entering the offseason. Kylie had it at 4 years, 92.
Kylie
Tim
Jenner?
Brand at 6 years, 153. And then Ben Clemens over at Fangraphs nailed it at 5 years, 130 million. Like a little bit
Benny
on the higher
Clemens got
side.
it?
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Jeez.
It just, you went out.
Benny C.
You found a guy you liked, you gave him that fucking money, and you've opened up the pathways for an offseason that it felt like the walls were closing in on you.
Here's why there's a portion of this fan base that always go, oh, you happy now? All the guys that were yelling about Brett, oh, real quiet now. It's like, no, we're not real quiet now. Yes,
No.
we are happy. Like
It was a response.
The thing you get upset about is the lack of moves. When moves happen, that doesn't mean like, oh shit, they dunked on me. No, it did what we wanted the whole time. Like it's never the clapback that people really think that it is. And that always kind of drives me nuts. But no, they made the move that I don't want to say that they had to make, because obviously the lineup's still not complete, but it's a move. It's a nice little change of pace. It's a nice surprise, because even with Bregman gone, and I know Breslow had alluded to this, and everyone's going to, I'll read every answer he gives. I think he gave a Q&A to Cotillo.
Ugh.
And I'm reading through. Yeah, I know. It wasn't great, T. I'll give you that.
Dude, it was one of the worst fucking responses I've ever read.
But still, I'll read through that and try to take the hatred goggles off and be like, all right, is there anything in here that's an actual indicator of what's about to happen? And one of the biggest things I took out of it was we're looking more at starting pitching, which I didn't think he was going to say. Regardless of the Bregman thing, I still thought they were okay with the rotation. So I still didn't think they were going to add a Ranger Suárez or Framber Valdez. So the fact that you say that, you then go get the guy, okay, you get points for that. That's the whole point of this entire thing. But it's just, again, the roster's not complete. If you're upset, that's fine. But you don't deserve the whole like, oh, you happy now? Yes. Like, obviously, like, this is what they need. They need dogs. They need horses. If you're going to compete in the American League and actually be a real team again and try to, when you say you're a World Series contender and want to get there, well, back it up with who you're paying. I think it's the second highest AAV they've ever given to a starting pitcher, if I'm not mistaken.
Second highest on the team behind Crochet right now.
Yeah, but it's for free agents. I believe it's only behind Price for AAV. I think Price was 31
for a free agent deal.
Yeah, and this is 26. So it's like, okay, they're spending money. They do get credit for that.
A decade.
You can also still be upset. Yeah, literally 10 years, maybe even 11. So
it's 10.
It was 2015, right?
Going into
the
2016
16 season.
Right. It's 10.
10.
Bunk beds. Oh,
we
God,
hadn't seen a 5-year deal since fucking Masataka Yoshida. Just to see the Red Sox in 5-year deal in free agency. Biggest deal since friggin' Trevor Story. Like, we're going back to a different regime, like a different era of Red Sox baseball. And to have Suárez kind of fit in, and it feels good to win one. I really do think that is the best way to frame it. And like the people that are like, fucking 14 starting pitchers. Who's going to hit? Who are you going to put in the lineup?
I like this guy. I like whoever that guy was.
Yeah,
fucking 14 dick guy.
No, but everyone's tweeting, they need another fucking audible. I think when people started seeing the pitching stuff, what made them uncomfortable was like, oh no, they're about to just kind of leave the lineup and hope for the best. You know, maybe throw a flyer to Suárez, best case, but it was going to use these pieces to go get, you know, Freddie Peralta, insert whatever controllable starting pitcher you want. No, now there's still a real pathway where you got that number 2 starter and you can bring in that impact bat and do both at the same time, which raises that ceiling. It kind of felt like we were entering that either or territory. I still feel like we can get the best of both worlds. And that's...
Who's the infielder, T? Who is it?
I do like Paredes a lot. I do think the infield defense worries me. I think the Bo Bichette stuff is like an interesting kind of part of this, because whether it's Alec Boehm or Bryson Stott, do they start to look at one of those guys to fit in here? You know, Boehm has some things at Fenway Park that could play well. Stott would help you more on that defensive side, and also feels like he hasn't ever truly tapped into that ceiling we saw as a prospect. The Mets, do you work out something with Duran and you could bring in a Brett Beatty? I think there's a lot of different options here for them, but raising the ceiling of your rotation, it takes a little less pressure off that bat, but you still can chase all these different things. I am a little hesitant at times when it comes to some of the lefties, though, just for the fact that Cora made a point to be like, we are very lefty heavy as a lineup. Brendan Donovan's one of those guys. I really like him as a baseball player.
Are they that lefty heavy at this point, though?
Cora seemingly feels that way. That was a point he made at Fenway Fest. And now taking Bregman out, that is a change. You have Wilson Contreras sliding in there.
Roman, Willier.
Duran at the moment profiles as your DH. Marcelo Meyer.
Massa.
It's a lot, right? Catcher, you'll have Narvaez and Wong, but Cora feels they're righty heavy or lefty heavy right now. I'm just a little hesitant on Brendan Donovan when you pair what the return is seemingly going to be, plus the fact that if we're going to talk about Jarren Duran's platoon splits, go look at Donovan's, because they are as scary and as bad.
Has there been any connection at all to Eugenio Suárez?
Yeah.
Have you heard? Okay, because I haven't seen a lot of like real movement. I know you see all that stuff, T. That would probably have to be DH, right? And then the Yoshida thing just never works itself. Like, I'm convinced he's going to be here third through the finish of his.
Plays third.
He would play third. Okay.
Yeah.
You saw who advocated for him today?
Who you got?
If you're trying to build clubhouse culture, Wilson Contreras goes, that's one of my best friends. That's someone that, you know, they hadn't talked in a couple days.
Right, come on down, Eugenio.
He essentially said, like, I'll talk to him.
I think Wilson's going to be the clubhouse culture guy. I think those guys are already on the roster. I don't know if they're still adding that.
I've already mentally accepted that Eugenio Suárez is going to be playing third base for the Boston Red Sox. Like,
is that the worst thing ever? I'm sorry. Is that the worst thing of all time?
They tried to trade for the fucking guy.
That's what I thought. Everyone's making it seem like that's terrible. It's not terrible.
They wanted him to play first base.
Yeah. I know the defense and all that, and I get he strikes out a bunch. I get it, but he can put 40 homers onto Lansdowne. Like, that's not the worst thing of all time.
I think where people get a little uncomfortable, you're adding a lot of strikeouts between him. Wilson Contreras is going to strike out a lot.
How's that any different than last year? They fucking struck out a ton.
Yeah, 10th most in baseball, but you had Alex Bregman at that time, who was not a strikeout guy. You've now brought in Wilson Contreras.
Well, he sucks.
Alex Bregman?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy fucking stinks. That's something that people aren't factoring in enough. Trash player and person, dickhead.
Yeah.
Ugh, terrible. T?
Yeah, and he's short.
Yeah,
Jesus.
little guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you do have a lot of
Fucking
strikeouts
stunk.
in that lineup. You could be talking a team that's probably going to be top 5 in the sport in swing and miss. And that felt like something at times last year that really got out of whack for them.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm not putting SPG on it at all, but I want Suárez. I want Suárez. I want those to be the 2 top free agent signings. I feel like this is more me pushing back at everyone saying it would be the dumbest thing of all time. It just wouldn't. It just straight up wouldn't be. Like, your team is absolutely better if you have Eugenio Suárez, and then you just kind of deal with the defense and have Marcelo play second. That's fine.
Suárez.
Well, that Suárez 2026.
If
That's
we're
my
gonna
message.
platoon Romy and Meyer, I guess.
Yeah, that's a great platoon.
That's a great platoon.
Again, like we mentioned on this program, Masataka Yoshida was like the best hitter on the team for the last 40 days.
The playoffs, yeah. I'm already way in on Masa. Like, I don't know if you saw his workout videos, but bro looks like the fucking Hulk. He's big. He's put on some mass. Masa.
Yep.
He's working out like
some massa.
With this like all-time Olympian guy in Japan, like one of the best athletes that country has ever had. No, I don't.
The guy? Okay.
He does some like hammer event. I don't know. I've never watched the Olympics. I have no fucking clue. I saw someone in the comment section talking about it, and they're like, "You need to know who he's working out with. Like, he's changed his entire game about how he's building his body." But I think creating the avenue when we talk about,
he just fucking crushes 70 homers this year.
Healthy shoulder, baby. Yeah. When we talk about removing Duran from the lineup in a trade, like, if you take Yoshida and he's just what he was the first 2 years of his big league career, that type of hitter isn't that far from what Jarren Duran has been in terms of, at least last year in terms of OPS plus.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different kind of hitter, obviously.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But if you're hoping Yoshida can get up to 15 home runs and go out there and hit 280, 290, and it's not going to be as many strikeouts, that's something that goes in the other way. The thing with Suárez here...
Who's your number 2 hitter if you sign Suárez?
Is it a story?
Wilson Contreras is batting 4th. I think Roman Anthony is going to end up hitting 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably... There's a good chance it's whoever you trade for. That would be my prediction.
Couldn't you see a world where it's like Roman Anthony, Trevor Story, Suárez, Contreras, Abreu?
You want to go righty 3-4 though?
No, it would mix it up however the hell you want for righty lefty.
Then like where's Story? Because then you got to go righty. Like you can't.
I think Massa could end up surprisingly high.
Yeah, lefty, righty. What righty? Yeah, it is a lot of righties in a row. But hey, a little change of pace. It's been a shitload of lefties in a row to mix it up a little bit.
I do think the Suárez thing becomes complicated because one of the bigger aspects of this signing, they're at $268 million. They're $4 million over the second luxury tax threshold. And we did a fucking month on this podcast about the 12% surcharge and Sean McAdams' report about how there was a lot of hesitation to go over. Are they looking to offload salary? Because if you take Suárez, he's making 15 to 20 million a year. That's a massive boost. You're getting up to that, past that 284, and then your draft picks are getting hit. I'm not super confident in them doing that. So that's where some of my suspicion on the Suárez front would start to pile in a little bit. I think they're going to be looking for a guy, and like someone like Paredes who is still on ARB, it's a lot less money.
Well, what if ownership really got pissed off about the Bregman thing? What if ownership was really just like, I'm tired of looking stupid and being the butt end of the joke around here?
That'd be awesome. I'd love
what
that.
if this was the move that was the result of that, right? The Ranger Suárez move.
They know, no. They're already talking about, the next move.
Being aggressive, yeah. Well, if we're talking money then, like how... T, you have a better feel on this than I do, and I look at that Red Sox payroll account from time to time.
So good.
How would Bo Bichette then factor in?
You can't. That's why, like, when people start saying Bo Bichette, between that and where your luxury tax number, they would be at $300 million. I would love to see a world where they spend at $300 million, but like, I can't imagine it. I'm not.
We have been trained to just expect like, no, well, that can't happen. It's like it can happen, but they're just
it is
not.
Pathetic. Yeah. It is.
They just wouldn't do it.
I said at the start of the offseason, and a lot of people have echoed it as well. there's no excuse not to spend up to 284. It's just fucking money at that point in time. And we saw the Rangers. I used that comp when they did it between their World Series year and the year after. It was about $10 million that it ended up costing them in the grand scheme of things to be over that second luxury tax threshold. It doesn't kill you. But if you're making a deal here where you're offloading salary, like you only have so many guys, whether maybe it's Duran, if it's Bayo moving in a deal. We've talked about attaching a prospect to a Yoshida, a Jordan Hicks, something like that. But that seems less likely based on...
And you'd have to eat Yoshida money. No one's taking the rest of that.
And attach a prospect when you're going to be already dealing from your prospect depth to make another move.
I'd rather attach a prospect to Jordan Hicks because it's like, I know you're not helping us. Like Yoshida could be a 120 OPS plus guy, and I'm more than happy. Like Jordan Hicks does me no good. You're a net negative, in my opinion.
It just comes down to, whether you're able to do that. And I think there would be teams interested just because of what the stuff once was. And there's still velocity and stuff there. I don't know. I think the salary is going to drop via a Duran trade or Patrick Sandoval. It's just whatever you're sending out there, you're still going to more likely than not be bringing money in. Is it just getting under 264? Are they happy being within 5 million? I know I've seen it. 10 million, you want to work with the trade deadline. It's not always 10 million between that number. It can be 5 and you go from there and decide whether you want to go well beyond that when the trade deadline comes. But the fact to see their number even that high, I think that's something people thought they weren't going to ever see this offseason. And it goes to show you, just because it wasn't spent on Bregman, they were willing to spend it somewhere else. They've spent 24 million more than they did last year, currently on the books. And they're top 6 in spending this offseason.
I was not one to get on the team for not spending because I was like, Bregman's still out there, in terms of the money that they took on via trades and then factoring in what Bregman was going to make. I was like, they're going to be one of the top ending teams that at least allocated the most dollars this winter. But when they lose Bregman to Chicago, that's when I was like, no, fuck this. Like, I got angry about that. But that's not to say that there wasn't still a path. It wasn't going to be the path that satisfied me. And that goes back to the earlier point about Marte. Like, I still don't see that being a thing. But would I be happy with Paredes? Yeah. Yeah. I think that, like, if he were the guy, he would come in here and surprise a lot of people at what the numbers looked like at the end of the year. They'd be like, oh, like I'm not trying to insult anybody, but I'm sure that there are, casual Red Sox fans that aren't familiar with the player who'd be like, who the fuck is that? And then by the end of the year, they'd be like, why aren't we extending this guy? Like, I feel like
we're doing a statue for this guy.
I think people don't realize how young he actually is.
He's 26. Yeah. He's 26.
I don't think I even knew he's 26. Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, he's 26.
He looks like he's like our age, but yeah.
I would be curious to see. I would call on Nico Horner. I would have that conversation.
No,
I would. I would just be willing to hear what the package is because yes, it's 1 year. What is that lesson? Because Paredes is going to cost more simply for 2 years, right? You're paying for that team control. We know how teams view it. If you really want to focus on run prevention, Horner is the kind of guy where you are getting one of the best defensive players in baseball, especially at second base, a guy who ticked up this past year offensively. He was more of kind of a roughly 100 OPS plus guy, now in that 110 to 115 range. You're never going to get a ton of those homers, but it's not a lot of strikeouts. And to me, I think he's like the closest thing to a modern day Dustin Pedroia we currently have.
Dude,
and he's a big part of that clubhouse in Chicago.
He's
Is that a crazy take?
Like, he had an
What player would you compare Dustin Pedroia to today?
Bregman.
I don't think he has the pop Dustin Pedroia had, that close to like 15 home run pop.
He hit like 20 homers.
We're losing you, Jerry. Oh, no. We have once again lost him.
Is he dead?
Hello?
If he is dead, that's crazy. I think that kind of changes the trajectory of this show. I mean, you'd take on a way bigger role, too. I know you're ready for it. Yeah, big time, yeah.
I want to carry Jarrett's casket. I've thought about that a lot recently.
Who do you think would be on the casket, on the ones and twos?
You get 6 people?
It's 6 people, yeah. 6 total.
So I've been a pallbearer before.
It is very sad, yeah.
Well, actually, it's kind of nice.
You had a fun time? It's enjoyable carrying caskets?
It's cool when you're walking in the church and like you're kind of walking in as a squad. Everyone's kind of looking at you. It's like that special moment.
Yeah,
it is
Casket
scary.
Boys.
Dude, when they lifted off that like little, I don't know what you call it.
It's heavy.
Dude, heavy as fuck.
Heavy. I wasn't ready for that. Our Nana passed away a couple years ago. Me, POTY, younger brother, congrats. Younger brother Brian, RIP to the Betmeister. But that thing, I'm telling you, dude, I wasn't ready for that. Also, you just saw that person for the last time. Like, you're just coming off of seeing them for the last time ever. They closed the casket. You're weak emotionally. Everything about you is weak. And now I have to lift like 300 pounds. Like, I wasn't ready for that. I kind of wish they prepped you a little more for that. Like, get ready. This is going to be heavy. One of the wildest things, so in Needham, that's where my dad's side's from, and we buried his entire side like the last 10 years or so, just dying, dropping like flies. The funeral home is across from the church. Yeah. So I assume in most funeral homes, they put it in that little car and they drive it over and you get there. No. In Needham, we carry it across the street. They stop the traffic. Right. Everybody watches, and you carry the casket across the fucking road. Wait, cars are stopped, and you're walking with a casket.
So I think a cop like has to show up to a funeral. I don't know if that's a rule, but you know when they sit out.
I think that is a rule. Yeah, you need the cop escort.
Dude, we carried it down the stairs, and they're like, right across the street, my man. I'm like, are you fucking for real right now? All of us, and like, you got some frail ass old people carrying this casket. This is some scary shit.
You just got people honking like, speed it up, dead guy. Come on.
You think it's bad? Start going up church stairs holding a fucking casket. You want to feel pressure in life? I promise you, that's pressure.
Also, the dimensions are way off too, right? Because we're talking about all forms of life that are carrying this thing. Like, you got some older people carrying it. Again, if this is a grandparent, this is someone that was older. They obviously have gotten to know a lot of people over, you hope 90-something years. Those are then some of the people that qualify for being the Casket Boys. And if you get in that crew, you're just going to have a wide mix of people. So I remember on the right side, we didn't have like heavy lifters. So like, I'm making up some of the lifting for some of these people that are on this side. And to your point, T, when you're going upstairs, you're like, Jesus, like you're on the bottom right and you're feeling all of that weight. And that was going through my head. Of like, if this thing dropped, like casket flop, I'm sure some people, I think you should leave. That was one of the funniest episodes they ever had. But I was like, if this thing drops, I mean, it's the worst moment of your life. I don't think you would ever forget that. If you like,
is there a lock on it?
I think so, yeah. So it's not like, I don't think the person's popping out like it did in the show, but imagine though, like you just have a relative that's just, you drop the casket. And I'm sure it's happened a good amount of times. I bet it's happened. You haven't had that issue? I feel like that would have been a T story of like, I dropped it.
Like when I did my dad's, like I was 16 years old, 15 years old, and like I was weak. And like I remember holding on to it, and I was like, these fucks behind me, these pathetic losers behind me who can't carry the casket correctly. You are bringing me down, and you're embarrassing my entire fucking family. My father just died, and you can't carry the fucking casket the way you need to? Fucking pick it up. You owe me. Please.
And they're putting that on you at the age of 16. It's like, I haven't had the time to build up the muscle. Exactly. I don't blame you.
At one point, we were talking about Nico Horner, and I came back to talking about carrying T's dad's casket. What happened?
We're doing some casket talk when you were gone. Yep.
Oh.
You ever carry a casket?
Multiple times, yeah.
Did you enjoy the process?
No. I mean,
no. We're talking about the people that don't pull their own weight when you're carrying it. And
I was telling Steve, usually on like a thing with wheels. You just push it.
No. We were saying what we would do if you died, and obviously the show would be way different. And who the hell knows what happens?
Me dying when I was gone?
Yeah. Well, if you had just died, like if that's why you cut out because someone like shot you or like pulled the plug on internet while they killed you. I don't know why they would have done that. Yeah. And we were thinking, who would carry your casket? Like who? Have you ever thought of that?
Who would carry my? What do you need? 6 people?
You need 6. Yep. Like who's in the Casket Boys?
Or girl? Casket Boys, probably.
Coley's officiating the funeral, so he doesn't count.
That's not how that works.
He can't.
It's not
lead
a wedding.
Oh. He can do a reading.
We gathered here today for this fine day to celebrate
He's
the
the
life.
eulogy
guy.
Officiates a wedding.
Officiate makes it sound like everyone's
a funeral.
pumped.
Yeah.
I don't hate funerals. You can bring a gift. You do something nice.
I've never seen any gift exchanges at a funeral before.
You never brought a gift when someone's passed away for the family?
Funeral gifts? That's the thing.
Funeral
We
gifts.
bring
Never seen
food
that.
for the after.
Yeah.
I don't want to say
never seen a
party,
gift.
but whatever, the
mercy
after
meal?
gathering.
No, never seen that.
Oh.
Who's in your
Give me your
Casket
6.
Boys, Jared? Yeah, who
My
you got?
Casket Boys? Probably like my cousin Mike. Probably like, I don't fucking know. I don't care. Fucking, I want to get cremated. Don't even do that shit.
Stop being selfish.
Yeah.
Why is that selfish?
Back to the people you're picking. Stop avoiding this.
Can we be Casket Boys? Have we reached that level?
I don't care. Yeah, I'm dead.
At least
I
let
don't
me get
give
a back
fuck who
one.
does it.
I'll be one of the back guys.
I mean, I'm not hearing you. I don't give a fuck who's
Yeah,
carrying
I
this
don't give
thing.
a fuck
Just
who
get some
does it.
people off the sidewalk. Hey, over
Yeah.
here. We'll pay you $20.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can do it.
All right, nice. See,
Yeah.
we're Casket Boys.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
on
now
the
on
right
record,
side.
which is great. So if Jared does die, like, we're carrying that
yeah,
thing.
like, hey, Ellen, we were told we could be Casket Boys.
I think Ellen would be cool with it. Yeah.
She wouldn't care. She'd be like, honestly, just this quicker you
Whatever.
get.
He's not fucking here anymore. Just carry the thing.
Yeah, see?
Do women ever carry the casket?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You've never seen it? I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah, they're pallbearers.
Woman can't carry caskets? That's not true.
I don't
I'm
know
not
that-
against it.
I
I just
don't know
thought
that
about
they
it.
can't. I just haven't seen it.
Okay. I didn't know if that was like a unspoken funeral rule.
See?
How do we
You
feel
can
about
just say it.
communion at a funeral?
I feel like we have a way different experience at funerals
Yeah.
than you do.
I like
It's kind of a
communion.
celebration for you from the sound of it. Bringing
Yeah, you guys
gifts,
are just
communion,
having snacks,
Yeah.
having presents.
probably
Yeah.
some moons. Yeah.
Yeah.
The mercy meal is the best part, man.
Yeah,
Never
you
heard
said you
that
were
either.
slamming moons at Auntie Kathy's.
You never
funeral.
have like a meal at a restaurant after someone dies?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
with the
we
whole
went to
family?
the ground round, actually. Yep.
We had chicken parm. It was great. I ate a lot of chicken parm. What is... Oh, my God. He really did die.
All right. Well, at least we had enough time to get the confirmation. We're Casket Boys, T.
Maybe he died initially, and that was like him coming back to life.
Maybe he's coming
Damn
back
it.
to life now. Maybe this is the ghost of
Yeah.
Jarrett.
I thought I had inherited
I'm
everything
sorry,
you
Jake.
owned.
This is going to be a tough edit, but this is
What's going on? What's happening?
the internet, and then like my fucking Riverside was uploading over here, and then it finished uploading, and then it stopped the recording over here. It's a whole fucking thing.
Okay. We've gotten a good chunk done.
Yeah, got a good chunk.
Mm.
Steve, you weren't here when we did the last episode, right?
I was not. No.
Yeah, so last episode we did a little talk about Fenway Fest. And you know what? First off, gotta talk about the great folks at Underdog. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Did you use the Underdog Fantasy app on Sunday for the Patriots game, Steven?
Mm-hmm. I certainly did. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you make some scratch?
I did make some scratch, Jared, on
Yeah.
guess who I made some scratch on?
Drake May.
On Drake May. Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
You like Drake May?
I love Drake May.
Yeah, me too.
What's not to like? Is there anything not to like about him real quick?
No, he's very, very humble. He looks
Yep.
like he's a gentleman, hardworking.
His wife seems like the nicest person ever.
I don't know anything about his wife, but
The Bakemas stuff, you haven't been up on that?
no, I'm not
Okay.
immersed in like Patriots culture, I guess, anymore.
It's kind of everywhere, but no, I hear you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sign up with the promo code Jared. That's Jared to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Yeah, there were a lot of people that were asking where you were at Fenway Fest. Would you venture to guess where they thought you were?
If you're gonna say what I think you're gonna say, I'll kill you.
You're gonna kill me because of what they said?
Yeah, they say things because you train them to. That's what you do.
These are grown adults that
100%. You will say things on this program. This has been a decade now. Obviously, I'm well versed in this, where I know what people are going to say based on the amount of times that you say it, which is essentially you training them to say it.
I don't.
Regardless of how much you know that I don't like something or not, you'll still do it, which I would almost say is bullying. If we're being honest.
That's insulting to me.
Shout out to the Reddit, by the way. I feel like I've grown a new appreciation for the Reddit. We've had a really good bond the last couple weeks.
Whoa.
So
Yeah, they can suck a dick.
They've been
love you,
hyping
Reddit folks. You guys are great.
Huh?
They've been hyping
me? Well, I don't know. I haven't looked. I told you. I unsubscribed and I'm gone.
100%.
They were very
great
mean.
stuff, by the way.
They were very
Jared.
mean. They were very mean. And I said, no
They
more.
were very mean. Very mean. Not
Very
nice.
mean.
Don't
Not
like
nice. Them. Maybe now they've learned their lesson to be nicer to people, especially on this program.
Yeah, we'll see. But good job on Nesson. Good little combo there with 310 to left and TC.
What?
I'm saying from Fenway Fest. We're talking Fenway Fest.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying shout out to the guys. You guys did a good job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
What is that face? What the hell are you doing?
What?
You're doing a face. I know when you do your faces.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you did a little smirky doos. Yeah.
I'm not smirking.
Okay.
Yeah.
The timing of Fenway Fest, I will tell you, my goodness, they missed a bomb going off at that place. I mean, that would have been terrible if that happened during Fenway Fest, but luckily for them, right afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people were asking where you were, Steve.
Mm-hmm. When in doubt, if I'm not at an event, I am doing other things for this company, Underdog Fantasy.
Or maybe
download the app.
Or maybe
what are you doing?
Else.
What the fuck what are you doing? Will you shut up?
Do.
Will you
Who?
just shut
Me?
the hell up? Yeah. What? T's not saying anything right now.
He's not doing nothing. Why are you yelling at him for?
I'm not yelling at anybody. No one's yelling at anybody.
You're out of line right now.
I'm not out of line at all. I think you're out of line.
I'm not out of line. What am I doing?
Hey, let's all stay in line here, okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stay in line. Ranger Suárez, very excited. Love the move.
How excited?
I was super pumped. I'm trying to think the last time I was this, it was Bregman. The last time I was this excited was when they initially brought Alex over.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
You know what I was thinking? It was kind of like like a Christmas morning when you couldn't have left more hints that you wanted an Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I really want an Xbox. Really want an Xbox. Would love an X. Actually, let's do it the other way around because PlayStation's better. Really want a PlayStation. Want a PS2. Want that PS2. That'd be great if I got a PlayStation. And then you see the box and you open it up and you're like, oh, it's a Dreamcast. It's like,
not bad. Dreamcast wasn't terrible
it's
for the
not
record.
bad. You're like, yeah, like, all right. It's not a PlayStation, but I'll have fun with this. Yeah, this would be cool. Like that's how it felt. I was like, you're happy and you're excited, but like it's not what you asked for. Like I asked for Alex Bregman and I got Ranger Suárez. But it's still good, right? Like it's still good. It's just
this still works. This is it's something to that point. Yeah, no, that is a good comp. It's something that I think a lot of us didn't expect, especially if you told people like, let's just say a week ago. I feel like the last show that we all did when we kind of thought Alex Bregman was coming here, I think the general vibe was, all right, like what the hell's going on? Get this to the finish line. I still hate all the 6-year offer BS, wherever the hell that came from. But we were still all in that boat of like, this is going to happen.
I can assure you, if you were at Fenway Fest, you would have walked out of there being like, he's signing and it's going to be in a matter of hours.
This is what I've tried to say.
That's what it sounded like. I don't think the radio side, like they believe like they were never like actually trying for Bregman. That's kind of been the back and forth. I'm like, if you were anyway at Fenway Fest, whether it was Jared's phone or anyone you spoke to, it was, hey, we feeling really good about this, man. We're feeling really good.
You saw it, T.
Oh, I saw it. And when I left Fenway Fest, I was like, it almost felt like a movie. It felt like one of those moments. I was like, damn, it's all going to work out. And then I got woken up by Martha at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That was the
by
thing,
the way,
you were sleeping.
how do I word this?
Oh,
The AJ Przinsky clip.
yes.
Yeah. So we had the exact same source, because if I were like a linguistics expert, the way that I told everyone on Section 10, I at least like consumed the information and then shared it in my own words.
You changed the homework up a little bit.
He literally just fucking, without reading the text, like he used all the same words and phrases. Like it was very clear that we were told the same story, presumably by the same person, but he didn't, like the key phrases that he used were like directly from the horse's mouth. Which is fine. I just found it funny that he just he used the almost word for word like explanation. But that's all to say, like, yeah, like it's not bullshit. Like that's what happened. Like the Red Sox, the Red Sox were kind of saying like, I think the Red Sox tried to pull a 2018 JD Martinez, only in this case, the D-backs did have a better offer than you. In that one, it was like, we're not like 110 over 5. And Boris is like, how about 200? We're trying to get to 200. Like, no, 110 over 5. Like, there's no one else that's better than that. We know that. So let us know when he's going to show up to Fort Myers. And then he's like, cool. And then he showed up for 110. With Bregman, obviously it's a different regime calling the shots, and the Red Sox were like, how about 5 for 165 with a bunch of deferrals and the no trade clause that you asked for? You can go fuck yourself on that, but we'll see you in Fort Myers. And then Boris was like, we have a better offer than that. And the Red Sox were like, we'll see you in Fort Myers, I said.
That was the only difference.
Yeah. Anyways, so we're signing with the Cubs, and that's
Listening to Przinsky, that was the only difference. It seemed like when he was explaining it, there was the Red Sox kind of changed their offer. They tried to at the last second to up it and catch up, but it was already too late.
That's what they did the fucking last time.
Yeah, the way it was framed from at least Spear and G-Bob over the last couple of days, the way I kind of internalized it or comprehended it was that they had, 5 years, 165 on the table, just because Bregman didn't bring the actual offer to the table saying, no, we have something better over and over, and they just called the bluff and they were wrong. It was another situation where Breslow misread the market thinking it's in the bag and it's not. But just because Bregman didn't say, all right, this is the exact offer and match it, doesn't mean he didn't try to work with the Red Sox. You could sit there and be like, listen, I have something. I'm not telling you the number, but I'm trying to tell you we have something. And you saying, all right, yeah, we hear you, but where we're at, we think we're still going to land you.
No, we hear you.
And you end up missing. Like,
we hear you.
That can still exist even if you showed up and eventually said like, hey, I'm taking this offer with the Cubs. It's done.
Was it Przinsky too that said that like the Red Sox made an offer early and like didn't budge off of it, and that pissed off Bregman?
Exactly.
It was Przinsky that said that?
Correct.
Yeah. So
because in Spears' column, the way he framed it was the Red Sox had an offer and they would not up it because they felt like they were bidding against themselves at that point in time. Przinsky framed it like, oh shit, they realized they weren't in the game, tried to up it last second, and then Bregman was like, it's done. Like, I'm going to the Cubs. After, whether it was weeks of him trying to say, like, I have better offers, because Bruce Levine made it clear, like, Bregman and the Cubs were going back and forth with offers for weeks, like working on a deal that made sense for everyone. The Buster Olney tweet today, by the way, I don't know if he's a little off. I really hope he is. But to say that Bregman's present day value of that contract was $120 million, Jesus fucking Christ, man. I don't know what the deferrals were. Were they paying him for another lifetime? Like, how far were these payments going that you were knocking it down from 165 to 120?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I told you on the last episode, like the folks on the Boris side will tell you the Red Sox were nowhere close. And then the Red Sox will tell you that's not true. So we'll probably never know, but there's definitely there's obviously a discrepancy. But there's also not a ton of clarity on who's telling the exact truth here.
Yeah, to me, when I read that Spear piece today, it felt like Kennedy trying to, or the Red Sox side, pick whoever, trying to start that pissing parade on the Bregman side. Like, damn, you made us look so bad. But what happens if we say, like, when you said you were agreeing to the Cubs, you didn't say, like, match it. Like, you didn't give us that last chance. It's like, well, someone told you for weeks they had a better offer and you didn't believe them. Like, and they took the deal, especially when they saw, like, yeah, you're just not really where we need to be. That's still on you. That doesn't make you look good, and that doesn't make him look like an asshole. Especially when you wouldn't bend on the no trade.
This is an educated guess on my part, but I think if Bregman were a free agent this winter and he wasn't last winter, I think they get the deal done. I think the way the negotiation went the first time led the Red Sox to feel confident in, like, we're calling your bluff. You know, you do like the offers that you're claiming to have. Like, I'm sure that a precedent was set maybe the first time that maybe there was a claiming of offers that didn't actually exist.
Well, and I think the Red Sox also saw, like, I guarantee through negotiations, they were like the Blue Jays, the D-backs. And then it was like, all right, like, y'all are talking all this and these teams are falling off seemingly in their interest in you. So what is it? And then nobody saw the Cubs being the team that was going to pony up after their offer last offseason, which wasn't even competitive. They step in and all of a sudden it's like, oh, damn, like, everyone thought you were coming back. Seemingly you wanted to come back, but someone stepped up. And that's where, like, it resembles Xander in certain ways, but why it's harder to swallow. That Xander contract was just so out of this world, you couldn't comprehend it.
That was crazy.
To know that if you had just offered Bregman 5,165, maybe even 5,150, just what it was with the no trade, you get him. But instead, with the deferred payments and everything, you muddied the waters too much to the point where you ended up not being that close.
If they really wanted him to be here, he'd be here. I'm always going to think that. Like, if they really wanted to get the deal done, I think they would have got the deal done, realized that they weren't lying, that there was competition, that the Cubs were serious, that they were going to give a better, present day deal with all the deferrals and everything. Like, I think the way this was all handled was terrible. I'm sure you guys obviously covered all of this last episode, but that's the way I look at the difference. Whatever the difference is in payments, when you factor the deferrals in, when you factor in the final numbers, that's the tax you have to pay because of how you handled the Rafael Devers situation. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, you caused this situation. T, Coley, like, you guys, I know Coley's not on here, but you guys had mentioned this a shitload of times over the last year, and you're not wrong. I was just kind of sick of talking about it. Now it's still going to be a talking point for years to come because of how they handled the situation. They were then going to have to pay more money to try to make sure they could keep the guy here. That was, in their eyes, the reason why Rafael Devers wasn't here anymore. They don't do that. They have egg on their face twice over because of the situation. So it makes you feel a little weird now because I was going to come into whatever our next show is with a lot more anger than I have because of Ranger Suárez. So it's a kind of a odd feeling right now, I would say, if you're just a normal Red Sox fan and not that over-the-top person that's just going to hate everything they do or don't do. But yeah, the Bregman situation blows. And even seeing him in the Blackhawks jersey, I'm like, yuck. And the night it happened, and he's posting like the Bears sign. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it was all happening too fast and wasn't ready for it to go down at all. But I haven't asked you this, T, and you probably mentioned in the last pod, you just woke up to this, right? So, because you were sleeping when it happened.
In the middle of the night.
Dude, I tweeted at 10:18. I think you commented underneath the tweet later on as the night went along. Yeah. I hit that tweet. I put my phone down on the bedstand. I was like, Martha, I'm done. Like, it was a long day. We were out. I was like, I need to sleep. And we both passed out in like 5 minutes. And at like 2 a.m, 1:30, Martha, I think, got up to go to the bathroom and she just looked at her phone. And I was just turning over like 80% asleep. And she's like, Tyler, Bregman signed. And immediately I was like, oh, he signed with the Red Sox. So I was like, fuck, I missed like
she didn't
the wave.
Say the Cubs?
No,
no.
Well, and I'm like, shut up, how much? Like, I was like, who posted it? And she's like, no, it's not with the Red Sox. It's with the Cubs. Yeah. And I was like,
that's tough.
I was like, no, and I didn't go back to bed. I couldn't sleep. And it was too late to start tweeting. I was like, all right, I'll just wait till the morning and then I'll, be able to formulate my opinion while I'm sitting here. And the whole night I just essentially sat on Baseball Savant and went through reading the stories, looking at the tweets, reading our group chat. And I was like, man, I woke up to the Xander news too. And that's just where my brain was, where it just was like, in my head, you were supposed to be here. Every lineup I was making, you were supposed to be here. And I was kind of just shaking. Lou said he was rattled. He's used that a lot. And I think that's kind of just how everybody felt. Everyone thought he was going to be here, and then you botched it.
I think we accurately protected ourselves throughout this offseason. I think none of us were like, he's definitely coming back. I think most of us thought he was going to be here, but I didn't definitively have him in that lineup. If anything, I was worried about that pass in all caps breaking tweet, and then sure enough, it happens. It does seem like most of these happen at the most random fucking times possible. Like, that was just in the sports world.
Even Bregman,
it's like,
last time, it was like 11 at night after we were done
random.
recording.
Yeah, we were done with the show, and then it's like, oh yeah, Breggy's here.
We'd already done 2
Jerry.
hours by that point.
Yeah,
It was a
and it
long
obviously
night.
made the first 2 useless. These moves happen in the worst pod times possible, like middle of the weekend, like please. And just in the sports world, that's when the Bears-Packers game is going on. Jared, you know this. I don't have to tell you this, but the fourth quarter's crazy. You know, Caleb's leading them back and all that. What a time for Chicago people. My goodness, you get Bregman and then you get your first win over the Packers. Yeah, and against Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Urlacher and Rodgers were on the field.
Nice.
But no, I felt the reverse of whatever situation you were, because you know I'm a night owl. So you're sleeping, and I'm thinking, like, I got to get all my thoughts out now because I'm going to sleep till like 10:30, and you guys are going to, it's like passing in the night, like, here's the torch. Y'all are probably going to be up before me and getting all those thoughts out. And so in doing the math, that was the biggest thing that jumped out to me, was that it was exactly the Rafael Devers deal. When you take the money that San Francisco ate and you took the money that Bregman didn't get, I'm like, that's a little crazy that it does come out to $331 million, like exactly. So yeah, it sucks. I then jump to the schedule, and it's like, when is he coming here? Of course, he's coming here the last weekend of the season. I can already kind of see that being a nightmare, or maybe it works out for both parties and they've already clinched playoff spots. But yeah, you're probably going to have a situation now where Ranger Suárez is potentially facing Alex Bregman in his return to Fenway Park, and both teams need to clinch a playoff spot. So it will be traumatic, but I just can't believe this all went down the way it went down. It really does suck. But and the more news, the more info that comes out. It's no surprise to us. Like, any info that comes out with this Red Sox regime is going to make them look worse, and that's kind of how it always goes. So you kind of bake that into it. And what Jerry heard, what Pierzynski had said, which is basically exactly what Jerry had heard. Yeah, it blows, but I'm already like ready for that. So I don't know. I saw Katie Nolan had this whole flip out. It's like, I don't really have the flip out left in me anymore. I don't know about you guys, but like, this stuff happens so often that I can't even come onto this show, which I love so much and is the top Red Sox show on the planet, and be like, these motherfuckers. It's like, no, they've done so much of this that it's like, oh, well, there you go. Even seeing the notification, I did yell no. I screamed no. And then after about 10 seconds, it was like, fuck, all right, yep, there you go. Like that.
Fuck.
Nothing can shock you after the Rafael Devers trade. I think after that, it's really hard.
Mookie trade. Once they
Obviously,
traded
the
Mookie, all bets
but the
were
Mookie
off.
was a slow
Anything
burn.
could fucking happen.
Yeah,
Mookie was a
slow burn, and I think like at that time, people were wondering like, all right, there's a window closing, like the writing's been on the wall for a while. When you saw Devers get traded, it was like, all right, like at this point in time, anything could happen, no matter what the window is, no matter what you're doing. You're trying to win. Your season's finally going right, and then you just ship them out for dog shit on top of it. Nothing will move.
Nothing's going to top that. I will be, hopefully I make it to 70, 80, whatever. I will be my oldest age, and I will still remember Jared texting the Scoop Shop of, are you guys, like, to Lou, Will, whatever, is anyone hearing anything about Devers?
Exactly. I can see the text in my head. Like,
we were about to go
to message.
It's Father's Day, about to go to dinner. Your guy, Alan Peralt, Jared. And I will remember seeing that and being like, what? Huh? What the fuck? And then just thinking, okay, let me put the phone down. And then being scared to pick it back up. And when you pick it back up, it's when the tweet comes in. It's like, just shoot me in the head.
Mm.
So I don't think anything's going to top that. I don't think anything's going to, I hope.
I certainly hope so too, because that would mean that like Roman Anthony's getting.
Oh, don't. Please.
Don't even. Whatever.
That is a quick point. Like on the no trade clause stuff, I've seen people being like, not people. Me and Coley were talking about it on Twitter. To be like, you can't move that contract. I disagree. I disagree very heavily. If a guy, first off, if it's such an unmovable contract, just give him the no trade anyways. If there's no way you can move him, then why do it? But we're seeing teams eat contracts consistently. We saw the Red Sox do it with Chris Sale to get Vaughn Grissom. You eat $17 million to that deal. You know, the Cardinals, who don't have the money you do, they've eaten Sonny Gray, Wilson Contreras, Nolan Arenado. Like, there is a scenario where he would have played 3 years and then they would have been like, all right, we're going to eat some of this money, get you off the books. You never know how it needs to work to make a roster fit. It's just not an impossible scenario to me. You could have, there's ways that deal could have got eaten and they could have moved him. And clearly the Red Sox were planning to. That's why they didn't put it in there, because Chris Sale got his 10-5 rights accelerated with his extension. Pedroia, Dice K. There's even been partial no trade clauses, a million over the years. So like, the fact that you'd even try to meet in the middle is the problem to me. If you're going to offer less money and not give a no trade clause, what the fuck do you want? Like, you have to bend in one direction and one way, and they weren't willing to, and that's why you don't have the player.
Yep.
Question for both of you, real quick. All right, no, go, Jared.
Just quickly, I don't think this is like a blazing hot take, but I think if you go no trade clause, you get Bregman for 165, even if the Cubs are at 175 with the no trade clause.
Yes,
I think that would have done
definitely.
it.
And just because you don't think the Red Sox would move him doesn't mean Alex Bregman in his head is comfortable. He wants security to know I don't have to worry about going anywhere. Like, that's for him with a young family. I want to finish my career somewhere. That, just because you don't think the Red Sox will trade him, or you're like, well, look at that contract, you can't trade that. That doesn't mean shit to Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman wants that security.
It could be the craziest thing. Like, it's the same with life insurance. Ethos. It's the same concept where it's like, it's the craziest thing. Yeah, what do you
got? Does he have to give back the Ethos Award?
That's a fair question. I mean, he did win it. It's not like he has to.
Yeah, but does he have to give back the trophy?
Reggie Bush, he doesn't have to give the Heisman back. I mean, he won the award.
Yeah, but like, it's kind of like, it's a Red Sox thing.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, the Cubs, right. You're right. The Cubs don't have this award.
No.
So he probably does. If you could text him real quick, be like, sorry, bud, you probably knew this was coming, but you're going to have to
turn it over.
You're probably waiting for this text, but you're going to have to send that Ethos
sorry for
trophy
the late
back.
text, but we're going to need the Ethos Award back.
Yeah, send that at midnight. Hey, Chief, got some news for you. But no, I think it's, what the fuck were we even just saying? What were we just, oh, no, it's the same concept of life insurance. You're preparing yourself for the absolute worst case situation and trying to make sure you're okay even if something terrible happens. Like, is it highly likely Breggy would have got traded even after a couple years? No, but that could have happened. And for a guy that's got young kids, and obviously I will still believe clearly wanted to be here, even though this, again, people saying like, oh, he clearly didn't want it, he signed with the Cubs. No, he wanted to be here. I will always think he wanted to be here, and things obviously went south. But getting that insurance and getting a no trade clause is not some absurd thing. He shouldn't be looked at differently. So eat those.
And you can't compare it to Masataka Yoshida. Like, being like, oh, well, they can't get rid of Yoshida and eat that money. Yoshida, like, to most teams, Alex Bregman's a better hitter than Masataka Yoshida. He's a way better defender than Masataka Yoshida, and he has an off-the-field impact. He's a postseason performer. He's made the playoffs every year of his career. There's certain things that come with all those things. Masataka Yoshida, the last time he played, he was fucking used as a platoon hitter. And he can't play the outfield. They don't want him out there. He can't run the base pass. Like, he is as one-dimensional of a baseball player that you could possibly have. Bregman is like, comparing those two is like offloading money, like totally different situations.
Completely incomparable. Completely incomparable. The question for you guys, though. Question for you, fellas.
Yeah.
Do you think, I guess, how do I phrase this? I want to phrase this right. Instead of like, can he? Do you think Roman Anthony will be an all-star this year?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, couple of yeses. Because I think the way the Red Sox are going about this offseason, they are already assuming he's going to be an all-star this year.
Which is it's really unfair, actually.
It's extremely unfair. Was doing the math here. He will be 22 years old, 22 years and 62 days old on the day of the All-Star game in Philadelphia. These are the American-born players at Roman's age or younger to play in an All-Star game this century. Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, Manny Machado, which actually surprised me. I didn't know he was born in this country. Jackson Merrill, Justin Upton, Cody Bellinger. In the last 10 years, Jackson Merrill is the only American-born player to make the All-Star game at Roman's age or younger. So the assumption that this guy is going to be incredible, which I think we all kind of think he will be, but to carry you to the point that they need him to carry them is kind of driving me nuts. But again, the roster's not final, so hopefully we keep adding on.
I'm trying to add some blue moons on to my face.
Mouth? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Blue Moon was born in a ballpark at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado, so it's no wonder why you crave it. Blue Moon's bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer drinking experience year-round. And for those occasions when you want a lighter option, reach for a Blue Moon Light at only 95 calories and 3.6 grams of carbs per 12-ounce serving. It's a refreshingly light alternative beer brewed with real tangerine peel. Looking for a great-tasting non-alcoholic beer? Try Blue Moon Non-Alcoholic, still made with real Valencia orange peel and coriander with just 80 calories. You gonna have some Blue Moons this weekend, T?
I'm going to have so many, I don't know my name.
That's irresponsible.
I'm going to be in Miami.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing there?
I guess.
I'm
Why are
going
you
on
going to
vacation.
Miami?
Me and Martha. It's
Somebody
our
died?
anniversary coming up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, how many years?
8 years, January 20th.
Wow. 8-year anniversary with Martha.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
impressive.
Love
You
you,
have
babe.
anything you want to say to her right now?
Say it right now.
She's the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and I
Wow.
would not be the man I am today without her. She's been through the college version of Tyler Milliken that was lost and had no idea what he was doing in life.
Mhm.
And as a young man, you guys have helped raise me, obviously, but behind the scenes, trying to get my head right, dealing with the career, family stuff, personal stuff. She's been there through it all, and
Wow.
I couldn't ask for a better partner and a better best friend in the world to have by my side. And she's been killing it at her new job, WJAR, doing all the typical things a reporter does. And I'm so proud of her. And she's working like 9 days in a row right now to get this time off. So
Wow.
stay strong, honey. One more day and we'll be there. I believe in you. And I love
Wow.
you.
That was great.
That was beautiful.
That was
That was
as
beautiful.
good as that could have been.
That was beautiful.
I perform. That's what I do.
Inspired by the beer you already love and available year-round, a wheat beer from Blue Moon with exceptional taste, only 95 calories, brightly brewed with real tangerine peel, tastes light and refreshing. Nothing compares to the great taste of a Blue Moon Light. Blue Moon made brighter. Get Blue Moon Light delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. For delivery options, that is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Suck one.
Okay. Wow. An hour and a half. Bonus pod. This is a bonus pod, by the way. I know that like Wednesday is our normal record day, but we did a full pod on, what was that, Sunday?
Yeah.
Sunday.
We did a full pod Sunday, and this is supposed to be a bonus episode, but I mean, it's pretty much a full episode. People think that like they're being robbed or shorted if it's not 3 hours, and it's like, that's...
No, I don't want people to be trained that way.
They
I
already
wanna
are, so it
from-
doesn't matter.
No,
Like,
I know, but I'm trying to take them off. It's like nicotine patches. Like we got to
well, it's
take them
also
off that
the
a little
off
bit.
season. It's the off season.
True. Even in season, you know where I stand.
No, I'm saying like in the off season, it should be like shorter if
course.
there's nothing to talk about. But obviously, there's plenty to talk about today. There's plenty to talk about this week. I want to make sure that people feel like they got their bang for their buck with this episode. But T, was there anything that we missed?
No, I think that's it. We had the Wilson Contreras like Zoom thing today.
That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, more shots at the Yankees, which is fun. It feels like every single player is like kind of teed up to take a shot at this point in time, especially if you played for the Cardinals. Apparently, you just despise the Yankees. But I'm all for it. I love seeing Wilson Contreras talk a little shit because I think when he gets on the field here, within a month or two, maybe even less, he's going to be kind of like everybody's spirit animal. Kind of a little bit of a psycho, a little crazy, up for the big moments, feeds off the crowd, and those guys usually kill it at Fenway Park. So I'm very pro
I'm excited
Wilson
for
Contreras.
I am. Steve,
Yeah,
you have
I
a
just,
different thought?
I know. I just wanted to add on to the Wilson guy. I bet I'm going to love this guy. I'm almost positive I'm going to love this guy. And I feel like I mentioned a couple episodes ago, him and Narvaez, I'm sure are going to be best buddies. And that combo is going to be great. There's this thing happening, and tell me if I'm wrong here, fellas. But no, this isn't a bad thing. I don't think it's bad. I think if anything, it's probably good. But there's something happening over the last like 4 or 5 years where it almost feels like players that come here feel like they have to say they don't like the Yankees. They almost feel like it's an obligation of like, oh, and let me tell you about those
It's
Yankees,
easy
by
points.
the way. Easy points. I think they stink. Yeah. I'll even say that they are poopy. That's kind of what it feels like when guys come here. And I'm not going to give us too much credit here, but it seemed like it started with Martin Perez. Where it was like, those
What's
Yankees,
your favorite movie, Martin?
He's like,
fuck the Yankees. Fuck them.
fuck those Yankees.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
What's
still
your favorite
can't
childhood
believe.
memory? Honestly, fuck the Yankees. You know,
Yeah, fuck the Yankees.
Fuck the Yankees.
Yeah. What do you guys do for fun in the offseason? Fuck those Yankees. Fuck the Yankees.
Fuck 'em.
So I saw that today, and even the way that he had like phrased the line of "I'm not coming here to like the Yankees" was like, well, I would hope not. I would hope that's not the case. But
Yeah, imagine you get traded to the Red Sox and you're like, honestly, I really like the Yankees, man.
Yeah,
like,
the reason I
couldn't it have
came
been them?
here is because I can play the Yankees and be like, I love you guys. I love what you guys got going on here. This is great. But it does, and Jared, you're going to know this reference, but it feels a little like what Ben Johnson is doing with the Bears.
Ben Johnson with the Bears,
Yeah, where he's like going out of his way to be like, fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers.
These guys suck and LaFleur sucks. It's like, calm down.
It's like, relax, dude. We know
exactly.
The Bears and the Packers have a rivalry that everyone knows about.
So,
and you're Ben Johnson, so you just got to be like, oh, fucking Packers. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like
I would rather it happen than not happen, but still, it's like, let's just pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna love this guy. I very excited for Wilson Contreras.
Yeah, me too. Tyler.
He needs to stay far away from the catching gear. He's way too important to this lineup right now. In a pinch, shit hits the fan, someone dies on the field, you got to put someone at catcher, maybe. Like Connor Wong gets smoked, who knows what could happen. But he is your cleanup hitter. He should be nowhere near that catching gear at all times.
Agreed. T, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Steven?
It was just the Contreras thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I think 58% like that players do this, 42% like, let's just calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
I love seeing Carlos Narvaez working out with Salvador Perez. I think that's so cool. And I think, Perez is known as one of those guys that really takes people under their wing. But to hear the story of like Perez inviting him over his house when they were in KC for Perez's birthday and Narvaez being like, this is my idol, and to see them spending time with each other, the way Perez leads and has kind of just become like the dad of the Kansas City Royals over the years, I could see Narvaez. I'm not saying he's that level player, but that similar leadership quality for a team that is lacking some of those voices at this point in time. I feel like Carlos Narvaez is going to be a massive, massive voice on this team, despite it just being his second year in the big leagues. And I think we see the way the team is kind of framing a lot of stuff around him. They kind of view him as that, just a very key piece to what's being built there. And that makes me happy. Very, very big fan of Carlos Narvaez.
There was a TikTok I had seen recently where this dude was like, shout out to those friends that they can post anything and you don't even have to see what they're saying. You just like it. You double tap it. You give it the heart. Carlos Narvaez is already that for me. He does anything. I'm like, yep, love it. You're great. You're the best. So shout out to Captain. Very excited to see his second year with the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are going to have to wait a whole week unless something happens.
Ooh.
People are going to be fucking pissed, T.
The way shit's going, we might get a trade, man.
Then I'll hop back on.
Mm.
Then I'll hop back on. I'm always here. I'm always ready to roll.
There's a lot happening right now. I love it content-wise. There was a big lull there, so we're back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot happening. I'm excited. We got a lot of like semi-exciting news that could be coming up.
Ooh. Some big stuff.
I teased it on MLB Network.
There was even some chatter going on at Fenway Fest, it seems. People were talking about things.
Yeah, there was some chatter going on at Fenway Fest. Ciara Santos, she said, when you were filming your video reacting to the Ranger Suárez signing, you were in your car. Where were you going? And I said, I was already there.
That
I was
cave.
already there. Yeah, I was looking at something. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's something that people might be excited about. I don't know.
You think I'd be a fan of it?
Oh, huge.
Ooh, big time too.
Yeah.
This would be big news for T.
This would be big news for T. Big news for Stevie.
Mm-hmm. Massive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Big news for
I'm
Mikey.
trying not to get too excited about it because it would be some of the biggest news of all time.
Yeah. Big news for Bagzewski.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Father of the year.
Baghdad.
Baghdad.
Yeah. Shout out Mikey, by the way. He said we should make a Power Ranger shirt for Ranger Suárez, and I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, it's a good shirt.
Banger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's got some flop ideas with the merch, but that one's strong.
He's got some flops, but that one's a gem.
He did you see his WD-40 idea?
I did, yes.
Yeah, that's a tough idea. I don't know that
you got to throw him out there, right?
You got to throw him out there, but I think if people saw the concept that he came up with that he was really excited about, they'd be like, all right, I'd buy the shirt. They might buy that shirt.
There's 5 Power Rangers.
Yes.
That would go hard with the entire rotation.
Well,
that doesn't really work.
That makes sense, dude.
The red one's the main one, right?
Jason.
I've seen the different generations.
The
over
green
here.
is kind of green and red are kind of the top dogs.
I used to play the Game Boy Power Rangers game. If you know, you know. That shit was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, the red Power Ranger's a badass. This is a good looking Ranger right here. But it's just Ranger Suárez. I would wear that.
Yeah. I don't know if we'd get in trouble for likeness though. That's the thing.
That's just couldn't we have a little something with the players union? Isn't that how that works? Or they'd have to get a piece of the pie.
$30,000 a year.
Okay, yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
I requested him on IG.
T can cover that.
I can ask him.
Okay.
Yeah. Ask him.
Jared, by the way, and I texted you this, but I think one of the lines of the week, you had one of the lines of the week. The coffee line was a really good line.
Uh-huh.
And I'm glad you got to get it off because if you couldn't use it now, it doesn't work anymore.
Doesn't work anymore, yeah.
Matty V spending more on his coffee than the Red Sox did this offseason. That was going.
Yeah.
They
I was
were
in
a
my
little
car
shocked.
and I was like, yep, that's pretty good.
They were a little shocked. I felt like when you dropped that, they're like, whoa, Jesus.
I thought that was aggressive. And that wasn't even that bad.
I just think that show has a very chill vibe. So when someone comes in and they're pissed a little bit, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's 8 a.m., guys. Reel it in a little bit here.
The thing I do love with their dynamic, and Matty V, they've been doing that forever. That show's been going on for so long. Yeah. I love that any of the clips I see, they're always just kind of so, I mean, what are they going to do? They haven't Red Sox. So we got Jared Carapaz on. Jared, you're Red Sox. Not really doing much. The hell are we thinking? What's going to happen? And Harold's just got a backwards hat. He's just twirling a pencil or something. I love the vibe on that show is perfect. It is perfect. It's so what the fuck is the Sox? What's your team going to do, bud?
Just if you were at the bar during the day, playing Keno, that's the vibe of that show. It's just Bo Bichette's still out there. Where do you think he's gonna go?
And the best is that they just spitball. There's not a lot of notes or anything. It's just no. I bet he goes somewhere. He's probably gonna sign with one of these guys.
That's Harold Reynolds in his element. If you're just letting the dude just yap, you're cooking. He's just gonna yap and you'll let it go wherever it's gonna go.
They have the vibe down pat.
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
They show up don't give me a rundown. We're just gonna go.
It's gonna go. You just tell me when to go to break. And we'll be good.
Don't tell me what's in the A block, Cindy. I'm just gonna talk. And Jared's coming on. Sounds good. What are they gonna do, Jared? Let us know.
Yeah, it's a good vibe.
It's a great vibe. Matty V is awesome.
With all the news that's been going, I think I've gotten booked 4 or 5 times in the last 5 days. Yeah,
you're a daily on MLB Network. I didn't even have a chance to hear you say usually you'll text the chat oh, I got MLB Network. It's something today. We're trying to figure out schedules.
It's usually a special occasion. I'm this is I
go on YouTube. Jared's already talked about the Ranger Suárez signing. I'm what the fuck, dude? It's the 3 hours. I was he was out looking at things today. Why is he already doing these segments?
Yeah, I did. I want to say I did 2 or 3 Bregman hits. Then I did their top 100 show, top 100 players right now. And
did we get the reveal tonight?
I think
They're
so.
They're going like day by day, aren't they? I thought they were down to like 80.
Talked
or
a lot
something.
about Roman. And then I did Ranger Suárez reaction today. Never in a million years.
Like, here's the
Never
thing,
in a
though. I'll
million years
see
would I
you
have thought.
post the whole like, and you deserve every second of this. You put so much effort into it, but you're so at a level now that you'll still post the OG like time that you tweeted MLB. I'm like, you're on MLB Network so much that I'm like, you don't even have to post that anymore. Like, it doesn't, like, you've already had so many appearances that it's like, oh yeah, no, he wanted to be on there, but we know he's on there. It's not like
But
a surprise when you're on MLB Network.
It was the day of, like, I circled the
like day, like the actual day.
Yes. So this said January 12th, 2009. Jared Carrabis is in love with MLB Network, and then I went on January 12th, 2026.
There you go.
That was the cup of coffee day.
Right. Mm.
Yeah. So it's kind of like
that's how you knew you were cooking. You were like, no, this is an anniversary. I gotta have a good line
here.
When
I was 19 years old, I was like, I fucking love this shit. And then. You know,
and then you're like, Matty V, listen up, bud. I got a bar for you, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are ready. He's been doing baseball longer than I thought because I've been going back and playing some of the older.
Oh my God, MLB The Show.
Yeah, some of the games I like grew up on, and I was like, oh damn, Matty V's on the call. There we go.
I dream about his voice like frequently. Like it's one of my inner voices.
That's interesting. Okay,
that's a lot.
Sometimes I think in his voice.
Wow,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hopefully we have some more news to talk about. Come on here and discuss and do a little emergency pod or bonus, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Brock Holt, by the way, saw him at Fenway Fest. Very excited about episode 600.
Big time.
Yeah, he can't wait. Yeah, get that head on there, Steve. There you go. All right. But
wait.
Really? You saw that and you chose to keep going.
What?
I put my finger up and you
I didn't
looked at me.
fucking see that.
All right,
you think I saw that and kept going?
Hey.
Hey, you question my integrity?
No.
Did you just question my integrity?
I felt attacked and abandoned. I'm sorry.
I don't think you saw it.
I definitely didn't see it.
I forgive you.
I didn't apologize. Go ahead.
I just want to shout out the Red Sox, who right now, in terms of projected rotation WAR, first in all of baseball. They were first before the trade, but it's upped a little bit. 18.1. Dodgers at number 2 at 17.1. We're throwing baseballs, baby.
Jumping into the buzzer. I just want to shout out the Red Sox. I love them. Like, it's my favorite team, man.
What
like, let's go.
It is nice to see them.
What a waste of us stopping me from ending this fucking show.
It's my favorite baseball team. Let's go.
That was crazy, T.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're lucky I didn't bang you for that.
I'd bang you any day.
All right. But no.
Buenas noches, amigos.